Alex Young, he is currently on the Reno Aces. He's 4-2 with a 6.23 ERA in 6 games started and 18 total appearances. Definitely not something great that you want to be seeing often, but I mean, if we need him up, I don't think he's going to get the first call. I definitely think that anyone else would be called up first. Cook is not coming up anytime soon. Let me just see where he's at. His minor league stats for the season. He's in Reno right now. He has spent. So, this year, he is 1-3 with a 7.7 ERA in 6 games started in 7 games. So I don't think he's ever going to return to how he was in 2018 for the Diamondbacks, but it would definitely be good to see him back into that and to get into form. I don't think he liked being sent down to the minor leagues, but sent into the bullpen and delegated to a lower spot overall. But the Diamondbacks don't have many options. Of course, we need a 5th starter. I don't think you can run with only 4 when it's when you're in the regular season. Definitely think that it's necessary for them to get someone else. I don't think they're going to be adding anyone to the 40-man roster. There's not many options of players they can sign at this point in the season. There's Bartolo Colon, who's really the only... there's a lot of old veteran pitchers, 35, 36, around that age, that you can see being added in. But, so, yeah, I don't think it's likely they'll sign someone. I think they're just going to add someone from the bullpen. Or there's 40-man roster options. They might call up and use for the single game. They currently have... So just listing off the MLB, the minor league pitchers that they have that aren't on the actual team right now. So, Joey Kribel, Joel Payamps, Emilio Vargas, Bo Takahashi. With Taijuan Walker, Luke Weaver, John Duplantier all on the IL. 3 of our starting pitchers. At the beginning of the year, we had too many pitchers, and now we don't have close to enough. But I don't know. I can't see anyone being signed. I think they'll just use Andreas or Godley. I hope they just use Andreas or Godley. I don't want to see him using Bradley or anyone from the minors. I don't see the point in using like Widener. I don't see why they would use one of his options to bring him up and then send him right back down. It's unnecessary. He's one of our top prospects. You don't want to waste options. I see what they're doing with Duplantier and Clark, but so the Diamondbacks are also short in not many positions, actually. Just looking at their 40-man roster, they have basically everything they would need. They have 2 catchers. Their active roster is 2 catchers, which I'm glad to see they finally moved away from the 3-catcher system, DFAing John Ryan Murphy. I think it was definitely time. Neither of our 3 catchers I thought were doing it at the start of the season. I don't think either 3 were good enough. Now for the infield, they have Christian Walker at first, Nick Ahmed at shortstop, Eduardo Escobar at third, and then they have Kevin Crone, who can play first and third if needed, and Eldermo Vargas, who can play second base when they need him to, but they also have Ketel Marte, who's listed as technically he's an outfielder, but he's been playing a good amount of second base. Let me just look at the split on where he's been playing based on what position. Let me find Baseball Reference and see his fielding stats. So for 2019, he has played 43 games at second base, 43 games in center field, and 7 games at shortstop. He's a very good utility player. I love to see utility players, but he really, I think, should be playing more second base than he should be outfield. We have enough outfielders that we don't really need him to be playing outfield. We have Gerard Dyson, Adam Jones, and David Peralta, who I think is a pretty good outfield. Adam Jones in right field, David Peralta on left, and Gerard Dyson in center. We also have Tim LeCastro, who can play outfield, and just a lot of depth. We also have some minor league depth that's already on the 40-man roster. No, we don't have any minor league depth. Never mind, everyone's injured. Souza and Swihart are both injured. Souza's out for the entire season. Let me just find what Swihart's injury is. I kind of forgot what it was. A strained right oblique. But the Diamondbacks, I don't think they need Marte in outfield. They have enough players, and I think it's unnecessary for them to use Marte in the outfield. It's definitely a good even split because Adam Jones and Gerard Dyson and David Peralta are already old. Don't know if there's any other way to put it, but there's not much you can use them there for. Just a lot of they're old. We have minor league outfielders. We picked up some outfielders in the draft. Overall, this team doesn't have a lot of outfield depth, as I've been saying, but Ketel Marte, I think he's much better suited at second base, in my opinion. I feel like I like watching him better at second base, too. But, yeah, so I'm just going to quickly move into the All-Star ballots, which are 100% a popularity contest. But let me find the first update on the All-Star ballot. Okay, here's the NL All-Star ballot, so I'm just going to say the starters real quick. Wilson Contreras, Josh Bell, Ozzie Albies, Nolan Arenado, Javier Baez, Cody Bellinger, Christian Yelich, and Ronald Acuna. But, yeah, so 3 from each position make it, and 9 outfielders, I think. But, yeah, so just looking at the team right now, it's so obviously a popularity contest. It's not even fair, to be honest. Second base, Ketel Marte is in 3rd place. Daniel Descalso, the former Diamondbacks, in 6th place. I don't think he'll be even on the Cubs starting lineup much longer. I don't think he is for sure, but Eduardo Escobar at 7th. He should definitely be higher. I'm not looking into advanced stats. He should be starting, or at least not starting. He should be 2nd place, or Arenado should be starting, of course. But Ketel Marte should not be set 50,000 votes back from 6th place. Shortstop, Baez, Swanson, and Seager. There's no surprises there, but In the outfield, David Peralta is not even a top 20 vote getter. It's ridiculous that he's not there in the top 20 even. But that's what happens when you're at Diamondbacks and you're in Arizona. You're not a popular team, and you're not enough of a popular team. David Peralta should definitely be somewhere up in the top, but Albert Almora Jr. is the fifth starter, is the fifth outfielder. Jason Hayward and Kyle Schwarber are also making in it, and Bryce Harper is somehow almost in the All-Star game, which doesn't quite make sense, but yeah, so make sure you vote for your Diamondbacks. You especially got to push for Escobar and Marte. Marte, I think, is going to be in no matter what, and Escobar, I don't think will get in, but you got to always vote. You get a lot of votes every day. Do your civic duty and vote for the Diamondbacks players you want to see in. I think we'll have 2 All-Stars this year. Zach Greinke will make it. I would like to see Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly's been doing really well, in my opinion. Lots of long outings, giving up maybe 1 run, but he's had too many outings where he gives up 5 or 6 runs in just an inning or so, in just like 4 or 5 innings. And those are the outings that really hurt you when you're a starting pitcher, and they hurt your team in general. So yeah, just a quick update on the Diamondbacks game. Let's move into that, back into that. It is currently the bottom of the 6th. Runner on first, 2 outs. Zach Godley is still pitching, and he is in his he's pitched 4 in the 3rd innings. 1-0 count to Anthony Rendon. But yeah, so but yeah, the Diamondbacks, they have potential to, and Anthony Rendon just drove in the run on first. Not sure if it's a home run yet. Yep, he hit a home run. Zach Godley has now given up. How many runs has Zach Godley given up now? He's given up 4 runs? No, he's given up 6 runs in 4 and a third. This should be his last inning. They should let him finish it off and then put in a position player. I don't know, but it's definitely this game. The series is over. The Diamondbacks are going to split it 2-2. Juan Soto is coming up now. They might be pulling him now. They did just go out for a man visit. Zach Godley, this is not a good start. As I mentioned earlier, it seems like if one bullpen pitcher does bad, everyone does bad. Or if one does really good, it seems like everyone follows suit and does pretty good. The Diamondbacks have not been good today. Don't know what they were thinking having Archie Bradley start. Archie Bradley is not a starter anymore. If he was, he would have started more than 1 game in the last 3 years. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like this might be Lovello's time in Arizona. 2017, he had a crazy good year. And he just doesn't know how to manage the bullpen, in my opinion. A lot of miscues where he has players that definitely shouldn't be pitching in these situations. Like Yohan Lopez, I feel like he should be pitching more. He's one of our best bullpen pitchers this year. And I feel like he shouldn't have Archie Bradley be pitching as much as he is. Archie Bradley doesn't have enough pitches to be a very effective starting pitcher. And it stinks to see it, but he's just not as good as he should be. He did not live up to the hype. But it's currently a 1-1 count to Juan Soto. But yeah, so this game is not going great for the Diamondbacks. 1-2